Do you remember the Ultimate Custom Night Plus, you know? That fangame I made a whole video about, comparing it to the original and noting how removing several elements caused it to lose some charm. And it had added other changes that weren't as challenging, so we concluded that the original UCN was superior, but by a lot. However, this could change since recently its creator RI Entertainment has given his fangame a mega update. That's the reason for being so punctual in uploading this video. Well, let's start with some general changes to the game. In the menu, besides being able to log in with another GameJolt account, we can now earn trophies or achievements. And guess which store has finally opened? That's right, the in-game store. Here, as I suspected, is where you use fast coins. And to be honest, the skins are way too expensive. Let me tell you, so far I've only managed to get a little over 1000 fast coins. And there's one of those skins that costs 5000. Come on, that's just too much. I haven't been interested in most skins. I bought the Funtime mask, but it doesn't fit well. With the game's atmosphere and sound, I prefer the original. I also bought the Chip skin for Rockstar Freddy and the Shadow Bonnie skin for Toy Bonnie. Both skins were worth it. They're cool. Although, something interesting is that the Chip's dialogues are new and they're in Spanish, so it's totally worth it. Lastly, it's worth mentioning that sometimes we can notice how the menu changes and alternates depending on the game. For example, you can find a background that references SNAF, 1 SNAF, 2 SNAF, 3 SNAF, 4 and sister location. That can also depend on the minigame or even on the animatronic. Let's say the one that killed you, because for example, if Funtime Freddy or any animatronic from sister location kills you, the sister location menu will appear. If we press start and enter Rooster, a screen much like the last one appears. All the animatronics remain except for Candy Cadet, since it was replaced by Nightmare Mangle, which I think is a good thing, honestly. Candy Cadet is more of a decoration than a threat to the player, although we can still see it on some nights. Also, since the mechanics of several animatronics change, and I suppose to make the game feel more realistic, the challenges have also been modified, although some remain, like Ditophobia. Once inside the night, we can see that now we have 3 new systems: Port Generator, Global Music Box, and the Heater, which is an excellent feature that should never have been removed. Also, the ventilation system has been expanded. Now there are 4 different routes for the animatronics to reach the office, making it more complex for the player to choose which vent to close. Also, the time was adjusted. Previously, each hour lasted 30 seconds, but now it's doubled. An hour is a minute. This increases the game's difficulty, as we must survive longer. Even longer than the original version, because there it was approximately between 4 to 5 minutes, but now it's 6 minutes. Now, if we talk about the animatronics, it's important to point out that there are a lot of changes, so maybe I'll miss 1 or 2, but I'll try to highlight the most important ones. Okay, perfect. Is the first one Chica? Before, she would only block our visibility on the cameras if the temperature was too high. Now we have to solve a puzzle to avoid our painful death, where we'll have to fit the ingredients together correctly. Regarding Foxy, before they put a music box, now he will only appear if we see his figure in the office, which tells us that he can come at any moment. Close the right door to do this. For Foxy, instead of closing the left door, use the flashlight on him in the cameras. When we hear Nightmare singing, Bonnie still uses his mechanic of coming through the right door, but now the difference is that he can actually attack us. Nightmare Chica is also the same, except now the cupcake appears on the office desk instead of the corner. Nightmare Foxy follows the same pattern as Nightmare Bonnie. Now he can actually attack us instead of just stealing our power. Circus Baby has changed radically. While before she would only attack us if the temperature was too low, now she will appear on the left side. And if her eyes are green, we have to grab her. If they're blue, we shouldn't grab her. This way, we avoid her throwing her Yuska at us. Very well, honestly. It's a nice change and a good reference to Elizabeth. Arnaldo was a god who would only appear when the temperature was high. However, now he can come whenever he wants. Although, in the vents, he will be a bit harder to see. And if he gets to the office, it's an instant kill, Dr. Freddy. Thanks to the implementation of the systems, now he can be avoided with the Heater, which will save us 5 fast coins. Likewise, he changed position in the update, and Lefty got a new purpose. Previously, you had to maintain the temperature here, but now, when he appears, you'll need to make a choice. The Global Music Box system, Square Trap, still uses the ventilation, but now it doesn't require much noise. Molten Freddy will now appear gradually in the office instead of little by little. On the cameras, his wires are visible, and you must use the control shock on Security Puppet to remove him. We have to wind up his music box, because if we don't, he'll attack us in 2001. Previously, he would rarely show up to disable your ventilation, but now he'll appear on one of the cameras when he's in the office. If this occurs, use the control shock on him. And finally, Nightmare Mangle, who is new in this fan game. She has the mechanic where you have to buy her plushie before 3 AM because if you don't, that plushie will attack you. She really is scary. And did you think all the changes were just there? No, if you remember from the previous game, there was a hidden knight known as Nightmare Knight. Well, here it has been renamed as Puppet Knight. To unlock it, it's the same. You have to find Puppet among the Chumskers, and from there, the Puppet Knight option will appear. However, you can't access it. Why? Basically because now we have to complete a minigame before entering. This minigame is very similar to the one in Sister Location. Basically, we have to give an item to all the children. Depending on the color, it shoots differently. It's fun even if you're unsure at first. And I ended up wasting the bracelets. Now, I don't know if the minigame glitched, but obviously I won't be able to give the bracelets to all the children. But even so, the scene where Charlie leaves the establishment has appeared, where we see a purple car coming up behind her. This way, we can now enter Puppet Knight, where before this, he tells us that he will take revenge so that we can never ruin lives again. Just by entering, we already noticed the big difference. While before we would go straight into the night, now we have a menu to choose between the different challenges the game offers us. It's very similar to the custom night from Sister Location, but that's not the only thing it has in common with it, since when we enter, we'll see that it's actually set in Sister Location, with the same type of mouse, the same flashlight, and the same indicators. But before moving on, something that drives me crazy about its menu is when it sets the animatronic sound to level 20, it's a gem. I can imagine this, for example with the rooster from the main game, but anyway, we need to go over these animatronics. Some of them were already present before, but there are definitely some changes. Puppet, instead of walking around the office, now has its music box like in FNAF 2, so we have to wind it up so it doesn't attack us. Spring Bonnie is new though. This will move through the area until it reaches our office. When it nears a door, we'll hear a strange sound. At that point, we just close the door. Jendo is much like the earlier version. It will appear directly in the office, and we have to avoid it by opening the monitor again. If we ignore it, it will take away 5% of our power. Bonnet will no longer stay still in the office. Now she will appear walking in front of us. Also, she can get into the vents, so we can't close them. In any case, you have to press her nose to scare her away. Nightmare used to come because there was too much noise, but now he will appear at the doors. If we see him, we just have to close them. Phantom Mangle used to be responsible for making noise and attracting Nightmare, although she still can't attack us. The truth is that she's more annoying now since she distorts the whole screen and we have to find her to get rid of this effect. In fact, this distortion really reminds me of Funtime, the girl from the original scene. Night Marionette will appear inside the office with her tentacles. If we don't scare him with the light, he won't attack. Funtime Girl will come for her cupcake. If we hear her left, put the cupcake there, same for the right. If we hear her coming from the center, we have to close both doors. Finally, Nightmare is the one who comes through the vents. We just have to close it when we hear him say one of his stranger phrases. And with that, we're done, right? After finishing all the challenges, we get a modified pizza place cutscene, showing everything destroyed and burned. Just like Scrap Trap being found by Puppet. Besides that, we receive a Foxy trophy. If we play it, we'll see this animatronics perspective in the Go, Go, Foxy game. Basically, we'll hear someone shouting at us, be, go, or well, go, go. And then Foxy opens the curtains and goes straight to a room where apparently several children are. Who wants to play? Wow, just let me be, and that would be it. If you already know the answer, why ask? The 50-20 ending remains, but it's clearly not as easy as before. So my congratulations to those who can complete it. But it will surely be a very similar ending to the one we had before, where we saw Scrap Trap lying on a bed. For me, this is as far as I could go. As we have seen, this new update has achieved what UCN Plus couldn't at the time. It has returned somewhat to its roots by reintroducing features like nighttime system variety. Likewise, the flaw of having several animatronics with the same mechanics has also been somewhat eliminated, delivering great diversity and changes, and some of those certain errors, like the timing, have been fixed with all these changes. Unlike my previous video, we could actually consider this fangame as a UCN plus. It has fixed several flaws and added new elements, including interesting games, innovative mechanics, and an all-new custom night. I'm not sure if there will be more updates, but this one is a great step. The creator has recognized several mistakes, and that has allowed him to deliver a more complete version of Ultimate Custom Night Plus, truly deserving the plus in its name. What are you waiting for? The fangame won't play itself.